Thank you so much for hanging out with us on a Tuesday night. Getting ready to go here in just 1 second. Got a whole different lineup tonight for everybody down here in the basement. No Tim's tracking.
Plenty of juice.
In case you...
Yeah, I'm excited to be here, guys. I appreciate y'all having me. I'm going to try to hold the fort down for Strack and see if I can get in where I fit in tonight on the Audible. Mm-hmm. So, I'm excited. Thanks for having me.
We good over there, Stabby?
We're set.
All right.
We're ready to go.
All right, perfect. Let's do it. On behalf of First Amendment Sports, I'm Ken Marigolo. I'd like to welcome you back to Tuesday night on the Audible, the official Redskins podcast of Hogs Haven. Thank you for joining us, Hogs Haven. Joined this evening by Kevin Ricka.
Very happy to be here. Very happy to be here with Juice. Sad that T's not here, but listen, when you've been caroling the same night for 43 years, you just can't quit. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It is the most wonderful time of the year, and we're happy to have Kevin McClinton sitting in for T. Strachan tonight.
Hey, I'm going to hold it down for Strack tonight, man. It's a pleasure to be here, man, and talk a little Redskins with you guys, man.
Co-host of The Hot Box, also on this very YouTube channel. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button. It helps us out a ton. We appreciate you doing that. And apparently we wanted to, make sure people know that not only can you see good Redskins content around the clock, calendar up and down, the basketball, the high school, and really probably the only show that really does a lot of college stuff at this point in time is the Hot Box.
Yeah, we're hitting it hard, man. We got a lot of stuff going on this season. NBA, college, high school, man. We get to it, man. So we're trying to do big things with the Hot Box.
Redskins running the family. 2 people on the show now have family members who've played for the Redskins. So and you knew that, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. Brian Stabby.
Not related to any Redskins.
No,
I think Ethan Albright is like a third cousin, 4 times removed.
That's
so.
nice.
All right.
Yeah.
No resemblance, but
He
I
had a
love
good
it.
run. He had a good run.
Yeah.
Ethan had a good run.
Heck yeah.
Shout out cousin Ethan.
There you go. Cool.
We are joined to talk about what we think is the greatest show on TV, and that's the Washington Redskins. And it's just like every great show, there's some drama and some tough times you got to go through with the characters and the storylines. So we don't do a whole lot of. We're not going to X's and O's you on Mark Sanchez and so anything that was going on at 40-0.
He might out whiteboard Mark Sanchez with the X and O's.
Not a lot of X's. There were a lot of O's though.
Oh
That's for
my
sure.
God.
So we'll just keep
Poor guy.
the whiteboard clean.
Poor guy.
And the good news is the Mark Sanchez era is over. I mean, for all of you who were wondering how long it was going to last and what the chances were of any of that happening.
You just jinxed it, dude.
Oh, no. The Mark Sanchez era is...
And Vinny Serrato wanted Mark Sanchez so bad. And here he is 10 years later playing for the Redskins.
Vinny's revenge. You son of a bitch.
And I wanted to lead off the discussion with a plea that I'll pair some words with on Hogs Haven here in short order. And that is that if you're a Redskins fan, like a real, true lover of the Washington Redskins, and have been your whole life, and it was something passed down to you in your family, and it's something you want to be passing down further.
It's the best part about being a Redskins fan.
Which is the absolute greatest part about being a Redskins fan. I agree, Kevin Ricka. Our only hope, the only thing we have to cling to, and I'm telling us right now, start clinging as a team clinging, is the belief and the hope and the faith that we can get a team president to take us as an organization to the next level. We've had 2 so far, Serrato and Bruce Allen. I know, 18 years of those 2. The thing about...
That's a life sentence.
Before we dig even deeper down in that, the thing about what I'm saying here is the owners don't fire themselves. We're stuck with Dan Snyder, And I think the only thing we have going for us as a fan base with Dan Snyder is I think he really would care about winning. I mean, I don't think he would actively try to lose, which I think some owners actually have.
Yes.
In this league. So
we could have it worse, which is amazing to think.
And at some point, he has to get
Debatable.
it right on the team president. And he's over 2.
Fair.
Over 2 in a huge way. But the only thing we have to pin our entire hopes on is that the next guy who's the team president of the Washington Redskins is worth his salt, because that's the only way this is ever fun again, ever.
Don't look at me, you sons of bitches. It looked like someone took a gigantic shit at midfield and everyone scrambled. And the only people that stuck around were 50-50, burgundy and gold and blue and
Well,
red.
here, let me say this. I think we can't do anything but go up. To be honest with you. I mean, I sat there and I watched that game against the Giants, and I have never, ever seen a team come out so flat and just they did not look interested. They didn't look like they wanted to be there. And I'm sitting there, I'm looking at the NFC landscape, and I'm looking at all the teams that are in the playoff hunt, and we're one of them.
Yeah.
And to come out and on your home field and be down 40-0.
That's the Mark Sanchez effect, by the way, on the locker room.
I'm just like,
This punk ass a half an hour to get his scarf off, first of all. And at that point, you're not led, I'm sorry, but when you head into battle and that guy's right there, and listen.
It's depressing.
I'm just saying, he was, I know you're right, he made about 3 or 4 good throws. I'm not just saying he just was like, but he is not the leader. He is not the guy. I was sick to my stomach. I took my 8-year-old son to his first Redskins game because listen, hard knocks.
This week?
Football's football. Mm-hmm. And he wanted to go badly, and I wasn't taking him to the Philly game. And the experience that we had there, before we got to the bathroom and out of trying to get a hot chocolate, line was too long, came back. The points were running, like he must just think if you go up the steps and in to go to one of the concession
missed 20
stands,
points.
then that's worth like 13.5 points. We kept coming back to our seat, and he was like, "Dad," and I was like, "I know, son."
Well, let me ask you guys a question. This is what I don't understand. I mean, we're athletes here, man. We played on teams before, and you're not always going to be in favor of somebody that you're playing next to. Like, you may not like somebody, you may not, you may have differences or whatever, or you may just feel that guy's not good enough. But at the end of the day, it's your teammate. And at the end of the day, you are everybody's trying there's a goal. Everybody is trying to win. And so are you telling me that just because this guy was installed as the starting quarterback by need, it wasn't by choice, it's by need. Like
I know.
they had to. I mean, they picked him up off the street.
Yeah, need then
but
choice.
But now he's the starting quarterback, and we still have a season to play. And
know.
so you're 6-6, and you still have a chance. Like based off what the Philly Dallas game or whatever, you still have a
absolutely
very good
still
chance.
alive, still make the playoffs for
And
sure.
So you're gonna tell me because one guy that you don't like
Yes.
or you don't support or whatever is
Yes.
just gonna that's
No,
that's the
it's not.
product
Are you
you
putting
get?
this on one
No, no,
player?
no, no.
Put that on Mark Sanchez.
what I'm telling you
It was
is
the most
when he
inept
got-
offense I've ever seen in my life.
He had some kind of thing that oozed away
No.
outward from him that affected everything. It was, I saw Saquon Barkley run right at me, make a 90-degree turn,
But
and
that's
go
not
around the
that's
entire.
not Mark Sanchez.
No. Well,
They quit.
no.
They quit on Jay Gruden. They quit on Jay Gruden. Period.
Nah.
Like,
They
I'm,
quit
like,
on
I'm,
him.
I'm going to tell you
I don't buy
guys.
that.
I'm going to tell you guys this.
Well,
It-
in the
it
second
cannot-
half, we outscored them. So I don't. The quit in the first half, we just got our asses whooped to a level of listen. Just because it's a foxhole doesn't mean I want to be in it with Foxy Brown. I'll take Red Fox. But what I'm saying is, when you walk out of the locker room, to know this dude sucks bad. You know it. And then it just starts to unfold. Everyone's kind of looking around, looking for something. I was right there. We watched this unfold. We watched him on the sidelines. He came over there, put his hands on his hips. He was like, so what do you guys think about it? Every 3 and out. But we didn't have a chance to run
That's
the offense.
crazy.
Now, it's not because he's so bad. It's because he has no experience in the offense. But I'm telling you what I saw, and it wasn't crazy to me. Not one person came up to him. Not one person
no
did
one
he
was
walk
going
up
up
to.
to him.
He stood by himself. He was just there. It was like,
We got,
all right,
we got to
Jay
watch the
Gruden,
reaction
get
of
him
the players.
out. We were talking about
while
Josh
he was on
Johnson
the field, watching
the
their
whole
reaction
time.
to it. It
The
was
whole time. And when
dude,
he got in the
telling
game,
you,
it was a different
it was
story.
not good.
So crazy to me. That's
Watching
This is an
guys,
outrageous take.
watching guys.
I don't think
watch
it's outrageous
him.
at all. The most important position in sports,
But you
the
think
most important position in team sports.
Do you think it's because
For
it
my
was
money.
Mark Sanchez, or do you think it's
I'm
because
not
it could
blaming
have
Mark
been
Sanchez.
anybody?
I'm blaming the situation. Mark Sanchez
yeah.
doesn't deserve to take the
Okay.
crux of it
All right, I agree with
Could have
that.
been EJ
Yes, he
Manuel.
stunk, but it could have been any
Kellen
one of those
Clemens.
guys. When you got your guy that's that bad, first of all, listen, wasn't this offense getting a whole boatload of crap when Alex Smith was running it and not making mistakes and blah, blah, and keeping us hanging on? Maybe we didn't realize at that point at what level he was keeping it together without making these big plays, with the lack of star power, with the lack of explosiveness, and pretty much our fifth and sixth guards in there, the lack of protection. Tell me one thing that we had working for us on offense. You want your quarterback to be the answer. When Johnson came in there and started sprinting around and making plays outside the pocket and the perimeter, he gave us a little bit of hope for the last 3 games, did he not?
Well,
He did.
yeah.
He did. I mean, he did.
More than Mark
Saw-
Sanchez.
More hope than Mark
ass.
Sanchez. That's all that matters.
All right, I'm
just-
not
I-
talking about that.
I guess.
Listen,
I don't know, man.
Look,
It's
look.
hard for me to believe that
we suck.
Yeah, we do, but it's hard for me to believe that one guy could have that much.
No,
of
it's
a
the trickle down.
resound-
Maybe
It's just hard for me to believe that when you have a bunch of professionals out there and they're trying, like if you're 3-10, I get it, but you just don't quit.
So
they
there's nothing,
they
there's
quit.
nothing
They quit
acceptable.
on the dude.
There's nothing acceptable about
They
it.
didn't
Kevin,
quit on
but
Johnson.
The problem is that
I mean,
He-
but
he
you're
made
down
plays with his
40 to
legs.
nothing. You're down 4. What else are you gonna do?
How do we get there?
the problem
you
is
saw what
that
he
the
did.
season's on the line against a terrible team.
I don't think
and they couldn't
Mark
beat a
Sanchez
terrible
was
team.
out there on defense, man. I don't think Mark Sanchez.
No,
was
our
out
defense
there
is a
escaping
problem.
goals.
That's all right. I'm talking
I
about
mean, I'm
leadership.
just saying.
Our defense has been a huge freaking problem.
So,
I feel so stupid. A couple weeks ago, I sat in this spot and said the words that man for man, this is the best defense I've seen them have since I was
At the
alive,
time,
and
that
I
was
was.
true.
It's been rattling around in my head because they have looked terrible, and I don't know why.
Giving up 430 yards a game for 5 straight games.
Why?
no speed.
I don't know why either.
No speed.
I saw people
No
trying
speed,
to blame.
But Gruden said last week, with this personnel, we don't give up 435 weeks in a row.
They're
Let me-
giving up
let
big
me- let me
plays
ask you guys-
constantly.
I know, constantly against bad teams.
Let me ask you guys a question. Do you
They're
all
getting
think it's
outrun.
a coincidence that
Getting shit on.
Do you think it's a coincidence that once Clinton Dix got here, that all of a sudden our defense went to crap? And the thing about it is, I heard Zach Brown say something. He's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I don't know if that's relating to what he thinks about Clinton Dix, but Monte Nicholson was not playing bad.
No,
And I
He
know
was
at the
hurt.
beginning,
He was
no,
hurt.
but what
playing
I'm saying
injured.
is, but the thing about it was he knew exactly where to be. He was there. I mean, and please correct me if I'm wrong. Jay Gruden said during minicamp that this guy's the Jordan Reed of our defense. Like he's the guy that we're looking upon to make the biggest step.
Jay didn't make
and
that
has
trade.
the most. Right, he didn't make that trade. And then you put Clinton Dix in, and now Monte Nicholson can't sniff the field. And Clinton Dix is playing. I mean, granted, I don't know what it is, but he's not worth the 4th rounder we gave up.
Well, we're going to get a comp pick.
Yeah,
for
we'll
him.
get a comp
It's
pick
kicking
for him,
it
but
down
that-
the
I
road.
mean, but-
no,
I
it's
mean,
been a
that's-
disappointment. He's been a
Yeah, but
disappointment.
huge.
The problem with the comp pick is he needed to get that big contract for us to get that.
Right.
He's playing for it.
And yeah, but he has honestly, he's been terrible.
He's been awful.
We've
man.
always needed cornerback depth, though. So I didn't hate the idea of going out and getting a guy if you can get an extra body back there. Because think about all the years that like Breland would go down and we'd have no one to start in that spot.
Yeah,
but we
it was
could've
all nice to
signed-
think about playing Monte, and DJ, and the
Hasn't
3.
happened.
And
Hasn't
I
happened.
have yet to see it.
Nope.
And Monte has not been on the field enough, and we still have him for 2 more years.
Played a great special teams play right against
Yeah,
us up
he
there.
did.
While covering that punt.
But let me
He's
ask-
a freak
but
athlete.
Can I ask you guys a question? Let me ask you guys a question. How do you go back to Monte Nicholson after this year?
He's on a
what-
rookie deal.
No, I get it. I get it. I understand that. But I mean, like from a psyche standpoint for him.
He was playing hurt. I mean, he was not available. When
But
Clinton
you
Dix
took his job. Like he didn't do anything to lose his job. He had a guy come in here and take all of his burn.
It was
All
injury.
of
It was injury related. That's the answer.
I
But
mean,
he was playing though.
I
Kevin.
know, and he was playing hurt, and because he's been tough, he's sacked up, and I respect him for it. I don't think that. I think he can look
Man,
himself in
like,
the
I
mirror.
just-
I think he can look himself in the mirror and say, "This was not a slap to my face. This was based on a scenario."
I hope he can
in
think
this
that, man,
situation.
because I think
well, if he
any
can't,
young
then he shouldn't have to be in this league. That's all I'm saying. He'll be fine on a rookie deal, and we drafted him
how
as a
would you feel?
20,
Let me
21
ask
year
you a
old.
question. Like, how would you feel? I mean, I know what kind of competitor you are. How would you feel if someone came in and I mean, you're giving this. I'm playing hurt for this team,
Right.
and all of a sudden you bring somebody from the outside in who doesn't know our defense at all. Great player.
That's been
but he was a
established,
great
too.
player at Green Bay. He didn't do anything for the Redskins. I've been here. I've been through the grind. I got hurt last year, came back, and I got myself prepared to play. And then all of a sudden, you take his burn, and he doesn't even get on the field except for special team.
He overachieved for us for the first half of the first year. He's been injured ever since. He didn't have a full training camp last year. He had a full one this year, got hurt right away again. I do think this is based on his injury. That's what they were looking for. They saw a guy that they thought could help us on defense, and it did not freaking work.
Didn't work.
And we were making fun of the Cowboys signing old, what's his name?
Mark Cooper, and he won them that game.
And we had tried to answer with the D-back because we knew to get to the top of the division. I do believe wholeheartedly, Kev, that Montae Nicholson was out there sucking it up for us, and we were trying to give him a little relief, and we really had high hopes of bringing and playing those three guys in this positionless defense that the NFL's turning into.
Right.
And what two freak athletes out there are better than one.
Right.
And I think that was the idea. Obviously, it has not worked. Obviously, Ha-Ha is going to walk, and we're going to hopefully get enough for him. Someone will give him a chunk of change to give us at least a fourth or a fifth. Right. But that project did not work. Another Bruce Allen
You don't think if he gets a little more time and starts to learn the defense, he's worth keeping? You know what his ceiling is.
Ha-Ha?
Ha-Ha, yeah.
No,
Ha-Ha's got to go.
no, he's gone.
Why?
Because he is a gambler and he is not part of this defense at all. At least under
he
Minnesota.
can't-
Yeah, well, he's new. If you
Oh,
you know we
but no,
you
no,
know what?
he has
So
not,
what the hell kind of
he's been
contract do we
making
sign him
business
to?
Decisions.
I know, but
all time he's been here, he's been making business decisions. You watching him not make tackles. He is not someone you want to invest
He's
in.
been in the wrong place on every piece of film I've seen. He has yet to make one play. Since he picked the ball off and flipped it to DJ Swearinger when he played for the other team, that's the best thing I've seen him do at FedEx. And I hope they just take FedEx, and I hope it just turns into a avalanche of what's it called when there's a big opening and everything gets seeped into it and there's no trace of it anymore. Because I'm telling you, man, that place. Look, we all can point at what that place has given us one playoff victory in 20 years. That place was so bad on Sunday, fellas.
Yeah, it was terrible.
It was so bad. I've never dreamed that would be something that I would walk into. I always had these visions of grandeur of my son walking in and seeing the hype and the stands and the buzz and the buzz. There was no buzz. There was a bunch of drunken idiots. It looked like a stink bomb went off in every section. Right. Everyone was scrambling out the damn road. There was not anything on the field to even look at. Right. My son's sitting there looking at the screen. I was like, look at the field. Then I'm thinking to myself, I'm really asking the impossible. Look at the screen. Look at the commercial. Hey, look at my iPhone. Play one of your games. Right. Let's get the hell out of here.
Did you stay the whole game?
Hell no.
How long? When did you leave?
Beginning of fourth,
yeah.
See, did they only scored the fourth, right?
With no guilt.
You missed all the good parts.
No guilt.
Oh no, trust me.
No, absolutely. There are people who left at the end of the first quarter.
There were people who were going pretty fast.
Listen, I'm just going to say it real quick.
Yeah.
At FedEx, in the last 175 regular season games, the Washington Redskins record is 87, 87, and 1. At RFK, the previous 107, it doesn't feel like it's 500, does it?
No.
1 playoff win, 2 playoff losses. At RFK, the previous 175 regular season games, 116 and 59. Wow. 57 games above 500. Playoff record, 9 and 1 in that span. 17 winning seasons at RFK in 175 games, 8 at FedEx. Kind of surprising it would be 8.
They've had 8 winning seasons. That seems like a lot.
Losing seasons.
40% of the time.
Home record losing seasons, 9 at FedEx, 2 at RFK.
Wow.
7 and 9 was one of them. I mean, we just didn't sniff losing over there, man. That was a special place, and it always will be. And tip of the hat to Jack Kent Cook. You know, we've talked about Dan Snyder long enough. We're not getting rid of him.
Nope.
No. There's no way to do it. That's why Bruce Allen has got. He's got to leave on his own at this point.
Well, there are rumblings.
No, well,
there are rumblings.
That Oakland crap Vegas stuff is garbage. That there's no chance.
I hope it's true.
I do too, but just fire his ass. We won't have to worry about that.
That shouldn't matter. Dan Snyder has proven that he's not a negligent owner in the sense of trying to try. You know, he's not actively trying to lose. We've said that before. But Kevin, he has to move on from Bruce Allen. This is almost a similar stint. I mean, Serrato. People don't realize how long Serrato was actually here for. because he was here for a stint.
It's like
and then
Ernie
he came back
Grunfeld.
for like another 8
But
years.
Here's the best part. He was there for his stint right after.
Right.
You know, we kept Casserly and North Turner on. That's what Snyder did year one.
Yep.
When it's time for Snyder to get his hands into it, he says, let's go out and get someone. Let's hire Marty Schottenheimer and make him the controller of football operations. And after 1 year, Marty Schottenheimer, which we should
Whoa.
have Marty Ball was boring, but it was functional. Tony Banks at the quarterback, we went 8-8. Marty Ball is functional, but we got
Well,
rid
that
of
was
him.
the LeVar Arrington interception against the Carolina
I would
Panthers.
kill for Marty Ball and 8-8.
By the
I would
way-
kill
But he
for
said,
it.
I'm done with this guy.
At FedEx Field, when LeVar Arrington picked off the pass and took it to the house against the Carolina Panthers when we were, I believe, 3-8, we were 0-5. We were 0-5. I was there, and that was an awesome day at FedEx Field.
Todd Collins year?
Awesome day at FedEx Field. It was the Marty Schottenheimer year.
No, Collins got
okay.
us in
That
the
was
playoffs.
later. Yeah, okay.
Amazing,
Hold on, let me ask you all a
amazing
question.
day.
Let me ask you guys a question about
mean,
Bruce Allen.
I would have taken that
Let me ask
a
you
million
guys.
times.
Yeah, me too.
Let me ask you guys a question about Bruce
too.
Allen. Bruce Allen's done a good job, I think, as far as handling the salary cap. I think he's done a really
Eric
good
Schaefer.
job. Yeah, okay, but I mean, it's under Bruce Allen. I mean, if we're gonna blame Bruce Allen,
Eric Schaefer predates Bruce
Well, it's
Allen.
under Dan Snyder, so now you're
right?
dapping
but
him
what-
up.
Right. No,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, but he has. I mean, remember, when Snyder first got here, he was paying. I mean, what did we trade for T.J. Duckett?
Hold
Remember
on.
that?
May I
Third
raise
and
my
fourth.
hand?
Remember? That's what I'm saying.
I have
Remember
to
that?
raise my hand. Bruce Allen got us the most difficult penalty ever issued by NFL football, salary cap
Two
infraction
$18 million
to a team.
shots to the gut.
And, we
And
lost,
also,
you know who we lost
Right.
because of that? Lorenzo Alexander. You know who's still balling out?
Right.
A dozen years later, the dude that we
That's
needed
true.
to re-sign.
and while
salary
they
cap-
have,
our
seven.
salary cap is in a good situation.
but while they have been able to, but
They've done
think
a
about
good
it
job
though,
with
Kevin.
that.
He's been able to do well on those middle contracts, those middle tier contracts, and that's
done a-
true.
he's done a good
But
job
how
with
has he
those.
done it? Because he was just voted
hell
the
are we
league's
talking about?
least trustworthy person
no, I'm
in the
because
entire
I guess
league.
my question is
The
like,
league's most
okay.
untrustworthy
finance-
person.
the finances are different in the
Are we
league.
firing Bruce Allen because we need to just get away from the stink that's been going on, but that's been going on for years?
He's the president.
Right, I understand that, but
He's not only a
at the end of the day, who's
also a
coaching the
member.
team?
I think they both have to go.
The new guy
Who's
has to
coaching
pick.
the team?
Kevin, the
I
new guy has to pick.
guess.
Who's coaching the team?
The new
Like, I mean,
president
you can
picks
only-
the
you-
coach.
So hold on, you just gave Bruce Dap for the,
No,
doing
all
something
I'm
to the
saying,
salary cap.
No, I'm just saying.
Bruce
I'm
Allen
saying,
extended.
like,
Bruce Allen extended
I'm
Jay
not saying
Gruden.
Bruce Allen is without fault, but what I'm saying is we're putting a lot. Like I heard it today, we're putting a lot on Bruce Allen, and I'm hearing Jay Gruden. I mean, Jay Gruden is the one to me that needs to go.
Over Bruce.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
He's coaching the
What
team.
the hell were you smoking before
He's
we walked in here?
coaching the
This
team.
red breast has gone right into your head.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
If the new guy wants to get rid of Jay Gruden, I have no problem with that.
Kev.
But Jay Gruden's not the
Real
real
quick.
problem in this
Bruce
organization.
Allen is not calling RPO plays on the 1 yard line for Mark Sanchez.
Bruce
That's
Allen,
my thing.
Bruce Allen's
Bruce
sins,
Allen
are,
is
sins
not
are way
running
worse.
those plays.
His sins are way
Why
worse.
is he running RPO?
He's
Bruce
building
Allen
the whole
is
team.
not giving the ball to.
Kev.
He's not giving
Kev.
the ball to
You're-
Adrian
you're-
Peterson
Kev.
8 times.
How about this? Real
How do
quick.
you get- how
Give
do
me
you have
one
a
second.
90-yard
Give me
touchdown
one
and you
second.
don't get 100
Give me
yards?
1 second. In 31 games, in the last 31 games, your guy that you're killing right now and giving Bruce has lost 46 men to the injured reserve,
I get
including hold on.
Everyone has injuries.
Including
I get
no
it.
one has 23 starters in 31 games, and it's not close in NFL
Then
history.
adjust your
no
play
one ever.
calling.
So
Then
you tell
adjust
me
your
what
play
coach?
calling.
You give me one coach's name who deals with
Then
23
adjust-
starters.
Then you adjust your play.
How do you
calling
adjust
based
your
off
offensive
what
line
you have,
protection
man.
or running the
Why
ball?
are you running RPOs for Mark Sanchez? Well, I'm
Because
just
you can't
asking.
do shit on offense. You got to do something. What would you do? Just chuck it up every time?
No,
what
I
are we
would
doing?
run the
Hand the
ball.
ball.
Run the
I
ball
would
with,
run the
with your
ball.
5th and 6th guards?
Why are we pulling?
We can't
guards?
run the ball for crap.
Why are we pulling guards that were just on the street 2 weeks ago? Why are we pulling guards?
Because we have 46 dudes in the IR in the
You
last
gotta be
2
able to
years.
call a base set of plays. Pulling, I don't think pulling guard.
Guys who haven't
a guy
even
who
played
likes to
I'm
move
just
together.
around.
asking. I'm just asking. Why aren't we getting the ball to Jordan Reed? We haven't done it. Jordan Reed, to be honestly, I watch how the Eagles use.
Because he was hurt last
I
year,
watch
and he
how
got
the
hurt
Eagles.
this-
I watch
this
how
week.
the
He
Eagles.
still hasn't
use-
made it through 16 games ever.
I watch how
And
the
he's
Eagles.
not healthy
use,
this
okay,
year.
what I'm saying is
Because Zach Ertz right now is hell of a lot better than Jordan Reed. It's
okay,
not
what
close.
I'm saying is they also scheme him open.
And they won the Super Bowl
They
last
have
year
90,
that
he
way.
has 96 catches. Jordan Reed goes a whole half without even getting a target. Why is that?
You talking about
Why
on
is
Sunday
that?
against the
Because
Giants?
we
No, I'm
can't-
just talking period.
Because we can't protect.
What's the most amount of catches that
and
Jordan
because
Reed has
our
had
offensive
in a
line
game?
has been devastated. Look, Jay Gruden can take
say
his.
Jordan Reed, he has
I'm not
stats.
saying keep Jay Gruden. I'm saying I understand how the business works. But if we're going to start pointing fingers here, holy crap! What does Bruce Allen have? Does he have something that comes even close to 46 dudes in IR and 23 starters?
It depends what problem are you trying to solve.
Have?
What problem are you trying to solve? I'm trying to solve the problem of the whole franchise, at a franchise level.
I get it.
And then the coach is well below that. I like I said, I think they're being mismanaged as an organization far before we're ever.
I'm just watching a team that makes no
poorly coaching
adjustments.
people.
I'm watching a team coming out at halftime that still hasn't scored a touchdown in the third quarter, in the first drive of the third quarter in 20-something games. That's what I see. That's my point. That's my point with Jay Gruden. I don't think Jay
Like I
Gruden
said,
makes
that's fair.
any
Let the next guy
adjustments
pick.
at all.
And that's
he
fair.
doesn't.
That's
But
fine.
you
Let
know
the
what I
next guy
mean?
pick. Let the next guy pick.
Then
the coach.
okay, then you're
Hey,
right.
if he's got to go, he's got to go. I'm not sitting here defending his spot, but I'm telling you, when you have offenses that are together, the continuity that they've had, Jay Gruden has never, ever, ever had that. And when he did, Kirk Cousins put up superstar numbers, got himself paid, right? 6 years, $152 million guaranteed. Legit. Is
Why
what
are
he
you
got
so confident in
because
Bruce
of
Allen
him.
picking the next coach?
No,
'Cause
I'm
that's
not
what's gonna
saying
do
that
it.
I'm
Bruce
confident
Allen's
in
the
Bruce
first
Allen.
dude that has to
I'm
go
not saying that Bruce
hands
Allen-
down
I'm
no
not
matter
saying
what
that.
because
I'm
we
not
can't
saying
make
that.
Snyder go.
I know, but if
I'm
you're
not
saying
saying-
fire, if you're saying fire Jay Gruden, this is the crux of the argument for you when I talk to people about this. If you're saying fire Jay Gruden, you're saying Bruce Allen pick the next coach, and that scares the crap out of me.
No, what I'm saying is I'm not saying that Bruce Allen
You know what
shouldn't
Bruce
go.
Allen's record
all
is?
I'm saying is I heard all this Bruce Allen needs to go, all this, and I heard nothing about Jay Gruden, and I'm like, Jay Gruden's the one coaching this team.
So
You know what I mean? Like I've heard Brian Mitchell.
What- but real quick.
I've heard Brian Mitchell. I've
Let me
heard
just ask you one thing. What do you want Jay Gruden to do with his fifth and sixth guard, no wide receivers, his third and fourth quarterback? This is the NFL.
Oh, and
Not-
who are
not
you-
calling
I get that.
RPO.
I
And who
totally
are you
understand.
hiring?
Why not?
Who wants to
I
come
totally
in?
understand.
Why not?
Next
What-
year?
then what?
Who wants
Because
to
he
come-
can't
do
wait,
it.
Which head coach?
Then what
wants to
can he
come
do?
in?
Fullback
Hold on,
dives.
real
Next year.
quick. What can he do, guys?
Fullback
Hold on.
dives. Just fullback
Oh,
dives.
exactly.
Guys,
yeah, exactly.
throw screens.
Exactly.
What head
We don't
coach
throw
wants
any
to come
screens.
in
We're the one team.
after
We don't throw any screens.
having what $25 million locked up to quarterbacks that won't have access to? I mean, you got to be honest and realistic about the situation where the Redskins are as an organization. And head coach is by far not even close to the top of the list for our problems. We're not solving head coach until we solve the front office. And we're not solving the front office until we solve the team president. And all of that has to be coming down. All of that has to be.
Hey, and that's fine. That's fine. I mean, we can agree to disagree on that.
No, but
think
I'm not saying Jay
Gruden-
doesn't deserve
I'm
to
just
go.
saying Jay Gruden needs to go, and that's my thing.
But-
now you
but
can
who
sit up
picks
there.
him?
You can
Who
take.
picks
You
the
can
next
take.
guy?
You can take Bruce Allen. You can take Jay Gruden or whatever.
So
However
you're
you
happy
wanna
with
do it.
Bruce Allen taking the next,
No,
picking the next
I didn't
coach?
say that. I'm not saying Bruce Allen doesn't need to
I
go.
wouldn't let Bruce Allen
All
pick my
I'm
next
saying
pair of
is-
sneakers.
You're saying you're saying Jay Gruden has to
Okay.
go, then you're
Listen,
saying who?
Let me just interrupt
Bruce
real
Allen
quick.
gets to
Listen,
pick.
we're about to start yelling and screaming at each other. Here's one thing I do know.
No, we not. We
Here's
all
one
we
thing
doing
I
is
do
rap.
know.
We just
I
rapping.
know we're rapping, and what I wish I did on Sunday was not take my son to FedEx. I should have taken my son to Sol de Italia. That would have been the spot for us to go and
That's
check
a
out
really
a
good
game,
place
and
to
have a
go.
nice little
I'm
Sunday
probably gonna go there
afternoon.
right after I leave here. After I finish yelling at y'all, I'll probably be right up out.
Yeah, and I
right
hope
up over
someone
there,
says,
man.
"Hey, Kev, the hell you talking about Bruce Allen like this for? Where do you meet Bruce Allen? You can fit him in your shirt
$5
pocket."
burger.
man.
Well, actually, you know
on
what,
Monday,
man? You know what?
half-price
Bruce Allen.
pizza on
hold
Tuesday.
hold on. Me and Bruce Allen have a common bond. His dad coached my dad, so there we go.
That is an incredible bond.
So
And
I'm not saying it goes. That's where it goes. Now I'm not saying I have an affinity towards
No,
Bruce Allen
I
or
respect the
affection
hell
towards
out of
Bruce
that.
Allen. All I'm saying is his dad coached my dad, so that's where the bond is there. But you know, I'm not saying Bruce Allen doesn't deserve to go. I'm not saying that at all. All I'm saying is when I hear talk radio and sports radio and everybody saying Bruce is this, Bruce is that, yeah, cool, you're right. He's done a terrible job in a lot of regards. He's done good jobs in some regards as well. But my thing is, Jay Gruden has to go to me. Has to go. Now, whether or not you think of it as a priority over Bruce Allen, remains to be seen. All I'm saying is Jay Gruden needs to go. I think there needs to be another voice in that locker room. That's just
All right,
my.
can I
when
just-
when I hear
can I just ask you
players
this real
say
quick?
that we don't practice hard, and then I hear Jay Gruden come out and says, "Yeah, you know what? We need to practice hard." What does that tell you?
Yeah.
What does
That's
that
a good
tell you?
point.
Listen,
what does that tell
when
you?
George Allen ran the show, he averaged he had Bruce Allen's position and Jay Gruden's position. and he averaged about 10 wins a year for 7 years.
That's a
Yes,
long time.
he got us into a Super Bowl.
That's a long time.
And he
But
won
you're right.
NFC
You're right,
East.
Kev. You're right.
He,
You're
he-
right.
he was.
Times have changed,
He
though,
was
since
the
then,
man.
brother. Times
No
have
doubt
changed.
about that, and much
Absolutely.
respect because I know that your dad had a lot to do with that. Now, this new deal, I think his son is more like his politician son than his football coaching son, based on the record that he's given us.
Sure.
Because Vinny Serrato has a better record as a football decision maker than Bruce Allen does, and that scares the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Bruce Allen has had a long enough time to make a difference, make us better. In my opinion, very few teams lose, or very few teams are down 40-0. Teams get beat 30-25 by 5 or 10 hits.
During the
No.
playoff run.
Half a game out, we've never been so far away from the playoffs.
Organizations get blown out 40-0. When you're down 40-0 to a team like the New York Giants at this point in the season,
Without
that's
their
on
best
your.
player, Odell Beckham didn't even play.
They just hung those on your franchise. That I'm telling you, people have to understand what the rock bottom of an organization is, and in that moment,
Have we hit rock bottom?
well, we're constantly redefining that as a fan base over a long period of time.
If anyone has had the opportunity to research this,
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
point blank range.
The elevator has gone through the bottom of the floor.
This was not
a
as
million
bad as the
times,
Kansas City snow game,
which I was
don't
at,
believe.
by the way.
That was so disgusting.
It was amazing.
It was on the verge,
When was that?
but Josh Johnson came back and saved it.
Oh, this year's Kansas City.
There was a shot.
would have been
no,
this year's
no,
version.
No, Shanahan's. The end of the
No.
Shanahan
That
tenure.
No, I
That
think
was-
the lowest
that was
point
it.
is
Whoa,
when
whoa, 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 whoa,
RG3's
whoa,
knee
whoa.
snapped in half.
About that Kansas City game, though, the weather that day, it was a wet, slushy stuff coming down. It accumulated as a slush right on you, and it was terrible and it was miserable. And
I don't remember the game.
I'll never
Who was
forget
the-
that feeling of accumulating slush.
They scored on D. They scored on specials. They scored on O.
What
I think
was the-
Dante Hall, the X Factor, kept doing this, and
Who
I
was
was
the
like,
swinging gate game?
I was there.
Giants.
I was in the Budweiser Dream seats.
It was the
for that
Giants.
one.
Was that the swinging
That
gate
was Jim
game?
Jim Zorn.
Oh
That was the double finger.
He
Jim
showed-
Zorn went up to
he
Dan Snyder and he was like,
showed it.
"You think I won't do this
He
again?"
showed it.
I'm doing
they
it
called
again.
timeout, and he
was
ran it
like-
again. It was honestly, it was Gaithersburg Sports Association versus Wheaton Boys Club. They were like, timeout, and we're like, you know what?
Believe that.
And I just
run it
just
again.
yell out,
Just
run
do
it
it.
again,
Just do
run it
it.
again.
I was humiliated to be a fan of the next.
Abby
I
was
was in the end
humiliated.
zone dream seats, and I was, and the people around me, I was like, everyone was
my
like,
God.
it was like in slow motion. The
it
F
again.
bombs coming out.
Was it Hunter Smith? He threw a couple.
Hunter
He,
Smith
he,
was, yeah, he
He
was.
was
yeah.
one of our best weapons that season.
he would be better than the quarterback we have on the roster.
All right, that's what I'm saying. Real quick. Tressway, 36 punts inside the 20, 0 touchbacks. I just wanted to get it out there.
He's a hero.
he should be
He's
a
the
Pro Bowler.
he's the best player
No
on this
doubt.
team.
I mean,
He
legit.
should
I'm
be
not
a Pro
kidding.
Bowler. He should be a Pro
He
Bowler.
had one
36.
more. Danny Johnson cost him an inside the 20 this past weekend. The ball was bouncing.
Yeah,
It bounced up and hit Danny Johnson
right
on
in
the
the-
helmet,
yes.
like the 22-yard
Yes.
line, and then
We
went
were
back.
right there for that.
Oh,
Is man for man, Tressway is the best at his job of anybody on this team. Position.
I think Jonathan Allen and perhaps, but maybe Tress over Allen, to be honest.
I'm gonna go.
I would take a Tressway of defensive tackles.
This
He's
is
not playing well. He
This
hasn't
is so
played well the
shitty.
last 2 weeks, but I still go with Trent.
Trent's out there.
I still think Trent's
He's
not
out there
playing
fighting
well. Trent's
through
not playing well.
blatant injury.
He's injured.
Is what
He's
he's doing,
injured, man.
and it's what he's done forever. And he's a warrior, and I adore him for it.
He'll be a Hall of
But he's
Famer.
we've witnessed he's not himself
He's
right
not
now.
himself. The last 2 games, he hasn't been himself.
But the real himself shows up to play on Sundays, anyways.
Right.
He's a true Redskin, and he sets the bar as far as I'm concerned.
right.
my concern is they're going to give Bruce Allen until the sunset of some of these deals, like the Trent Williams, Ryan Kerrigan's, Jordan Reed's, with the next 2 or 3 years. And that's my fear. They're going that Bruce Allen's going to be the guy who picks the next coach, because I think Jay Gruden is on as thin as it comes. And I don't want Bruce Allen picking the next coach, but that's what it looks like. And the next coach is going to want to trim the staff and go in some different directions. So no matter what, the Redskins are looking at some upheaval, unless somehow, some way, they bring back both Bruce and Jay Gruden for 2019. And I'm trying to understand how that would even be possible.
But you know what's funny? Is
I think it's possible.
They're still in the playoff hunt.
And they're still in the playoff hunt.
Like that's the crazy thing. I was looking at it today, and that Minnesota loss helped them. And so Minnesota, like Philadelphia,
Kirk Cousins.
Philadelphia still has who the
Still doing it
Rams.
for
Do you
us.
want Do you want to get into
No,
it?
no, we're not doing Kirk. No,
Like they
we're doing
still,
Kirk in a couple
they
of weeks.
still-
They are
they're still in the
freaking
playoff.
out.
They're still in the playoff hunt. They
Yeah.
really are.
Like I said,
The Vikings just
half
fired
a game out.
John Filippo,
We're 6 and
Dick
7.
Filippo.
Yeah, the Vikings.
they just fired the OC.
I know. Stop. We can't get into Kirk. We cannot do it. It's not happening. But at a half a game out, we've never been so far out of the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
It's unreal. It's unbelievable.
That was the Mark Sanchez effect, but now the Josh Johnson effect is totally different, Juice. I'm actually
Are you
optimistic.
serious?
I think we're going to beat the
Do
Jaguars.
you honestly think we're gonna beat Jacksonville?
Yeah, I do. I honestly think we're going to beat Jacksonville, and I will be honestly ecstatic.
I'll be
Jordan-
ecstatic.
Jordan Reed's
I'm going
out.
to tell you this.
Jordan Reed's out.
Jordan
Josh
Reed's done
Dotson,
for the
Josh
season.
Dotson is concussion protocol.
Kev, 46 dudes on IR in less than 2 years.
Yeah,
you
we're
don't
not
give
gonna
the-
win.
If you're, all right,
Oh,
if you're a
we
basketball
got
coach,
this.
that's the equivalent
got
of
this.
7 dudes out on IR.
You gotta coach him up.
Yeah, I know. It's great. Yeah, but then you got to play in the
Gonna be,
league.
Kevin, the beautiful part
Jesus.
about this is there's going to be no tape on half the guys. I mean, no one's going to know what's coming. We're like basically a pickup team. at
I
this point in
love
time.
the story of Josh Johnson saying he was learning his teammates' names by playing Madden.
Right.
It's
That's
sad.
that's one of the best stories I have heard all
And you
year.
know, on like Saturday night, they're all going to get together at his house if they're smart and draft up the team the way that it's currently constructed, if that's even possible. Because Madden probably doesn't have half those guys in it. And
Just
put
run
something
Hail
together.
Marys and do hot routes every time you go up to the line.
And
Just
somebody that we've never heard of, who will never be great ever again, is going to have a crazy day. And let me tell you, this won't be the beautiful game, Juice. This Jacksonville Washington game will be almost unwatchable.
No, it'll honestly be like 13-9.
Oh, I'm telling you,
Somewhere
and we're going to be
Dude,
so
you're being
happy.
Nice. Ken is being Ken, and I respect it.
I'm gonna
We're
be
about to
celebrating.
lose by 3 touchdowns minimum for the next 3 weeks. And you know I'm an optimist. I don't see it.
That is what's staring us in the
just-
face.
I don't understand. You can't show up to a gunfight with a butter knife.
it's awful.
Like a floppy,
can't.
but like one of those like plastic ones.
Now one of
So-
them
The Chinese
one of the little
restaurants.
plastic black ones.
Hey, I'm going
Yeah.
to rip my
What you
ass
get
off
is
for
like
my
you try to
guys.
like it melts
What
as
you
you
get
try
at
to cut
McDonald's
it.
in a little
I'm-
package,
yes,
a little wrap,
yes.
a little wrap.
With
So
a
what
knife
is
and a spork.
what is there then to look forward to for the next couple of games? If we think like
I'm rooting my ass off.
I know, but like
for
what
all of this.
specifically?
Yeah.
Like what are you hoping for? Do you hope to see them?
We're not
put
playing
the,
anyone good the rest
put
of
the
the way.
put the
Are-
rookies in and get some development? Do you hope to see them?
No.
They already tried that. Sean Deion Hamilton got the start over Zach Brown. He bitched on Instagram. And I got
All
to read
right,
about
so
it.
let's say they win.
We could still be 9-7 this season and make the playoffs.
I want to put us in a position where we can draft Dwayne Haskins of Ohio State as the quarterback for next year.
Is he declared?
He's a sophomore.
No, it could happen, but he's also
That's who I'm getting.
He's not the guy you can plug and play. He's going to be a great pro.
I'd
But
take
he is
him,
a
man.
baby.
We don't have
He was
any
playing in the
choices, man.
IAC 5 minutes ago.
I know. I
He was
understand,
just
man,
saying.
but hey,
He had
coach him up.
3,000-yard receivers at Ohio State. Coach
Hey,
him
man,
up.
Coach him up.
Yeah, well, shit. You got to go through some stuff.
Is that a
first.
triple
No, I get it, man,
reclassified?
but
How's he
well,
getting
shoot,
the pros?
how many rookie quarterbacks are playing now?
This is a terrible class this
Oh,
year.
guess
It's an
what?
awful class, but we got to pick one of them. Who we gonna pick?
I would say Haskins would be my top choice, but he's not ready to
Guess
rock
what
and
team
roll
is
right
playing a
away.
rookie quarterback
man.
next
We
year?
gotta do
The
something.
Redskins.
Us.
I know.
We got
We
to.
are,
Of
of
course,
course.
we have to.
Can I just? My heart hurts for Alex Smith right now.
We won't. No speculation. Obviously,
I
we'll
just-
continue
I'm not
to
gonna say what I heard.
keep
but
him
I'll
in
just-
the-
I'll
in-
leave
No,
it
I know.
at
I
that.
just
Right.
I
Let's
just think
keep
about
Alex
it.
Smith in our prayers. We're
Yeah.
true
Yeah.
fans here. Kansas City sent us over a class act. They loved him, what he did for the community. We haven't had him here enough, and we've been worried enough about
I'm hoping,
what's going
man.
on the
Please
field.
pray for that
Yeah,
man.
pray for that man.
Has me
especially this
worried, so-
holiday
By the way,
season.
but also
he is
a
a class
distraction
act
to the
human
team.
being.
Uh-huh.
That's also a huge distraction to a lot of guys on that team. The peril
Oh,
that
I'm
he's been
sure.
in, at the hospital
I'm
not too
sure.
far.
I mean, you have to be like kind of shook to like see it happen in real time, be there and see it happen, and then like be just having this guy in your heart every single day, thinking like I'm concerned, genuinely concerned for his
or that
well-being.
a football injury can lead to life-threatening or career-threatening thing. Something that's completely out of your control. At
None
a
of this
hospital.
crap we're talking about.
They gotta
is more
be-
important
they
than
gotta
him
be shook.
coming out of this healthy
right.
and able-bodied.
Right, right.
Yeah, I just think about him every
And,
night.
and to be
I just
honest
think
with
about
you,
every
not
single
thinking,
night.
not thinking about it, if that was the result that we saw on Sunday, based off any kind of information that they heard about Alex Smith or worrying about Alex Smith, then so be it, man.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like the human element is a big part, and when you have somebody that you play with, that you've gone to OTAs with, and you've gotten to know, and he was the leader of your team, and then all of a sudden he's presented with a situation that he can't control, and it could very well lead to his career ending, and how bad it could be, then absolutely, if that's what we saw and that was the reason for it, then hey, man, I'm not.
Sure.
And so be it. It is what it is.
I will say I love that the team, like all their official releases are like, oh, we expect him to be back in 8 to 10 months. We hope that he'll be back by week 1 next year. And like, I mean, Carol Maloney sat here 2 weeks ago and said he'll never play again. And like rationally, yeah, maybe,
I don't
but
think
like
he's ever playing again.
the team is doing
Before I
everything they
heard all
can
this,
to
but-
put on a brave face for him and for his family and for his teammates. And I actually, we all know what's up, but like, I actually respect that a good amount. I do.
Maybe this is a better way of explaining the Mark Sanchez that Ken and I were saying earlier, and not putting it all on Mark Sanchez.
Yeah.
I think I just lost myself. Did you find me? Anyways, when that guy was brought in here for leadership purposes, they said we finally know how it works, that we have a pro in the locker room. I'm not just. It'd be ridiculous to say Mark Sanchez sucks. That's why we lost. I'm saying we were shaken to the core to have a guy that comes in who's a little bit out there. I mean, his whole game plan, and he's the anti-Alex Smith. And then that's why no one was near him on the sidelines. I've never been a part of a football game at any level that the coach, players, staff, teammates, that this guy would just be over there in the face of what was happening right over there. That's all I was saying. I was not blaming Mark Sanchez for that. That's where we are. But a couple of those throws he made were decent. A majority of his decisions and the way the ball came off his hand was ridiculous. Right. That's all I'm saying. That was the wrong guy for me.
Well, he was playing scared for sure. But
well, he's not good, and he's in a situation where he's not comfortable, and he had no chance to succeed. I did not think that before.
Uncomfortable, not scared. Yeah, my mistake.
I think
either way,
I think when Colt got hurt, I think that was it.
Yeah,
because
I think that poor guy too.
Yeah, I think that when Alex got hurt and you had to deal with that whole tragedy of that situation, but then you looked at Colt and said, you know what, this guy's been here, so we can trust him. And then when he gets hurt and you find out he's out for the year, I think the whole
next door neighbors, the room next to Alex's in the hospital,
the head off the snake.
Yeah, I think that was it, man.
There was a 2-headed snake. Now we got the rest of the snake lying next to a turd
snake
in
butt.
the shitter.
You got the tail end of the
and
snake.
That's all I'm saying. And you can't reach in there and pull something out and make him win you a game.
You're right.
But that's what we try to do.
McCoy, like obviously, we feel bad for him too because he waited for so long and like
he'll
it
be
was
back.
Kind of,
Guess what?
But at the same time,
he's a projected starter for our team next year right now, Brian Stabby.
I mean, Alex Smith is where my heart's at.
Yeah.
That's all.
Right now, Colt McCoy is your starter.
Colt McCoy is probably
in
the
week
starter.
one.
He's not even on IR yet.
No.
They're thinking they're trying to bring him back, man. They say
Playoff. Guess what?
Still got a chance.
Weird.
You guys
things
really
have
want to go? Stop.
Still
You want to
got a
see
chance.
what happens in the playoffs, like in Chicago?
You still got a chance.
A chance to get there.
Still got a chance.
Then what happens?
6 and 7. We're only the second. We're what? A second. Second out.
I don't want.
Third out.
I don't want to lose.
Third out.
I don't want to lose, but I don't want to get handed like what's about to happen. There's a chance we get handed
still
an
got a
opportunity here.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I tell you
At
what,
8-8, we
that's
can
what
get
gets us
handed that same
closer.
opportunity.
That's what gets you closer to change at the top. I mean, at this point in time, if Bruce hasn't been fired yet, it's probably not going to happen.
Probably stays through
season.
the year, I think.
But if what he's saying happens,
If they get to the
at
playoffs, both of them
Jacksonville,
will stay. I bet you. Watch. If they get to the playoffs, they'll both be there.
I wouldn't be
just
too
not
worried
what-
about it.
Again, it's just not in the air. I mean, I don't think anyone's picking that up, and I think unfortunately in this case, that's inclusive of the players. Like no one's picking up
right.
the idea that
We've
this
been
team
here
has a
before,
chance.
boys.
Yeah.
We've seen this.
It's a flavor.
I
you know,
wish
and
I wish it
you
would be
taste it.
different, but yeah, it has a bad feel, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's it when you see it, and then
man,
we've
I
seen
know
it,
it, man.
and so that's just the god awful truth. So, but on the other side of it, Josh Johnson, no one knows what he can do. No one knows what he's going to do, and he's not. I mean, he's not incapable of getting yards, and all you got to do.
Is that what we've come down to?
I mean,
Is that what it's come to?
when he
He's
can
not
produce.
capable of getting yards.
Listen, Ken's about to
that
bust
what
out into the super turd polisher, man.
Wow,
That's
Ken.
when you know
And
it's
this is
bad,
you've taken
man.
it to a new level, and I respect
Wow,
it.
that's
That might be the saddest sentence I've
Look,
ever.
no, but I'll be honest. He was so much better than Mark Sanchez. Doesn't make
Yes.
you think like, why the hell and what the? It wasn't even close.
We'll be watching.
We were listening on the
Sunday.
radio, and Doc Walker was like, "It's night and day between the two."
Okay.
It was night and day.
I guess, but like I'm
Oh, it
not
wasn't
getting
close,
I'm
brother.
not getting hyped up over Josh Josh Johnson.
No, but if
I'll
you
tell
go
you right
from
now,
this to this-
he is so much better than Mark Sanchez dreams about at this point in their careers. That
All
it's
right,
embarrassing.
fine.
It
Well,
was embarrassing.
we
But,
appreciate
but
you
the thing
sitting in with
about
us
it,
this week, man.
he's playing with the house's money. So he played with the house's money last Sunday. Now it's on him. So we'll see. Like he had nothing to lose on Sunday. He's down 40-0. He's coming in. He had nothing to lose. So you can play free when you're in that
Yeah,
situation.
defense is giving
But
you a
now
few
when
things.
Different
teams
style
haven't-
of play.
Right, but now when
is
teams
gonna
haven't
help
changed
him.
the scheme for you, Jacksonville hasn't changed. They've seen him.
They're not scheming for Josh Johnson.
Of course they are.
Trust me.
How about
Jalen
this?
Ramsey.
They had to scheme for something because they did not have to scheme for Mark Sanchez.
They're gonna have to
Yes.
dust off their reel-to-reel tapes of Josh Johnson's film from way back when he
They
used
had
to
like
play.
Team Movie Day
Beta.
instead
It's on
of
like beta.
Josh Johnson
Yeah,
Day.
beta.
It's on
Betamax.
Betamax.
Mark Sanchez had a 0.0 quarterback rating. Like, what are we talking about here?
And they didn't game plan for him.
There's
either.
nothing worse than that. There's not a worse performance for over half of football,
man.
arguably in the history of the league.
HTTR.
Oh man, yeah.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Hey man, I appreciate it, man. I'm glad I had a chance to come in here and chop it up with you guys a
We're
little
gonna
bit.
turn right around and get
I'm gonna get over in this
little
seat over
brother
here, man. I'm gonna get over in that
up in
seat.
here for the hot box. Check us out in about 10-15 minutes. We'll be right back here talking basketball.
You
He's Brian
guys over
Stabby.
at Souls.
Uh,
Keep watching. Soul
Come
Italia.
Yeah.
Keep
Absolutely.
watching.
Yeah, I'm about to jump in the hot box and get all Brucey
Come
on
on,
this
yeah,
thing.
come on, oh yeah, come on to the hot box.
It's a tough year, but you know what? I appreciate how many people are sticking with it. I appreciate that folks are still, their hearts are with it. And you know what? Maybe it's silly, but at the same time, like you got to root for something. The Capitals are
believe in
playing and they're
something.
playing great.
I can't wait to root my butt off for the next 3 weeks. You asked me, I don't think we can win this way.
yeah.
yeah. I mean,
I'm
it's-
optimistic.
I don't know
too.
if I'm
This
gonna
is
watch, to
not-
be honest.
I have to watch
I'll
every
watch
possession, every
and
snap.
I know you do,
I'll
but
watch it twice.
Okay. You can watch one
All right,
once
get
for
me
you
out-
and once
get
for me.
out over here. Get me out over here. Go
Walks
ahead.
like a duck and quacks like a duck. It's a duck. It's a
Listen, man,
bad duck.
here's the deal, Juice. Your new nickname is about to be Bruce. I'm starting that off. You think I can't stop after tonight? Hey, loved having you on here.
You see how red
Love
he
it.
got? You see how red he got? You see how
did.
red he got on
Hey,
me?
on this show, we like to say burgundy. I got a little
Oh,
burgundy.
Yeah, and on the first show, we
Got a
say
little
Scarlet.
burgundy.
Hey, that was fun. I
Yeah.
appreciate
Oh,
you guys.
man.
Man. Thank you.
On behalf of First Amendment Sports and Hogs Haven, appreciate all the Hogs Haven folks who give us a shout. I'm Ken Marangolo, and this was the Audible. We're still live, still live, still live,
You really want to hurt me?
still live.
Do you feel